Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live Tag Team Season number 2. We are kicking it off live tonight. We got some big stuff for you guys. I just got a whole lot of announcements. This feels like, it feels like we're starting a new season. We just wrapped up the other season. It was a whole lot of fun. The tournament was a blast. We've got Crimson Cove in full effect. A lot of fun with that. Before we get too far into it, how about a shout out to Valar? I see you, Valar. Hello, 999 Army Kills, Great Mods, channel members, Patreons, PDL players, sponsors, super chatters. The whole group is here. And some people, I know there were some events, but they're going to be checking out the playback. So I'm super pumped. This is a transition into our second season. So the first season was just a tremendous success. But I also want to recognize a couple things. When you have a championship, you got to make the champions feel a little bit special. And even the runner-ups need to feel a little bit special. So we got something that we're going to talk about tonight. One of the things going to be mixed in the bundle. But also we've got the battle tokens. You guys know about the battle tokens. That's added to all of your inventories. So there are in the future going to be battle token bundles that you can use your accumulation of those battle tokens. So that's going to be a nice unveil. We also have custom avatars. So I wanted to do something really cool for Jim, for Julia, for Amanda, and also for B-Dub. So there's some nice avatar flair, I guess is what you call it. We've spiced up their avatars a little bit to signify championships. You'll see what the avatars look like. But the more you win, the more your avatar is going to change. People will know that you're rocking PvP. So that's coming tonight. We got a very big weekend planned. This is the last Crimson Cove pack opening before we get to our level up event. I see you. She's like, "Oh, Jim, you haven't even seen the bundles yet. You haven't even seen them." But let me say to Gemstone, these bundles are badass. Every week it gets better and better. And one of the bundles includes a special tribute to our champions, the Twisted Sisters. I've been waiting to roll this item out. So let me get to it and show you guys a little bit of what's up before we get into the Oh, and one more thing. Animal will be making his debut tonight. We thought it was going to be Chuck and Cheryl. And Cheryl had something come up. So Animal will be making his debut with Chuck tonight, and I'm going to be assisting Chuck with some things, but not to a degree that it makes it uneven for the Killer Bees. I won't be involved in the matchup, but as far as helping procure a little bit of gear for Chuck to help him compete a little bit more. But yes, that is Chuck, Cheryl, and Animal, and they will be rotating different players at different times. Oh, you're going to like your avatar, B-Dub, but you're not going to see it till next week. That's the thing. We're not going to show it tonight. You will see Jim and Julia, so you'll get an idea. But there are some things that are going to signify how many championships you win on your avatar. So every time, the better you finish, the more your avatar is going to be blinged out. So I'm really excited about that. So let me jump into, I mean, like I said, there's so many good things going on. Oh, and one more thing. It's like one more thing. Tonight's third match between Jim, Julia Muse, Valar, and Bones is going to be our first ever Capture the Flag match. So our final match tonight. So it's going to start out with Tank and Dimes versus Rocket and Trigger. That is a great matchup. I mean, you talk about some firepower. That is a main event match. Starting it out, kicking off this season, Tank and Dimes versus Rocket and Trigger. And then the second match is Animal and Chuck versus the Killer Bees. The Killer Bees are hungry, but Animal and Chuck are going to be a sleeper team this week. Mark my words, they're going to be tough by the middle to the end of the season. Tonight's Animal's first shot at PvP, and you guys know Chuck is a madman. If you're on a boat, Chuck will sink it. Chuck is always looking for a boat to give him that advantage. Then we got, finishing now, as I said, we got Gemstone and Mod. They're called Fire and Brimstone. Versus Nox Landing. Although Amy and Villar can't use the Nox yet, by the end of the season, they're going to be using some brand new gear as well. So let me show you guys all the new team names. So there you go. We got Twisted Sisters, Fire and Brimstone, Manic Mayhem. We've got the Outlaws, Smiling Moons, Talons Twins, Nox Landing, Tin Rod, the Killer Bees, Masters of Faith, brand new team, Father Ron and Football Master, Heart and Soul, Nixie and Julie J. And their gear's looking good too. The Ringmasters, Hippo and Bilal. Mystical Storm, Dahlstrom and Mist. They've already been doing a little bit of planning behind the scenes too. And of course, Chuck and Cheryl and Animal. We're going to add an and. It's going to be like and then. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about what we got going on. If you guys loved how the tournament finished out last year, the competitiveness in the tournament, this season is going to be great. And again, remember, every match you win, 2 battle tokens. Just for playing a match, you get a battle token. So I think the top battle tokens last season were Amanda and B-Dub because they won. I think they ended up with 37 battle tokens. So you will see some battle token bundles this season, and you'll be able to look on your inventory later on this week. Look at the section under tokens where it says battle tokens, and then you'll see some opportunities to cash those in for some really cool items. So let me show you the bundles, and we're going to talk about that for a minute before we get into tonight's match. So first of all, you're probably like, holy crap, there's no room left on this screen. So this is a crazy, crazy, ridiculous bundle. Let me say, hopefully we're back. But I was just saying, see, even YouTube gets excited about these bundles. All right, if you guys are back with me, thank you. I love the emoji. If you guys are back with me, let me know. Thank you. So tonight, every bundle is the first time we've ever done this. It's double treasure maps. So that in itself, as we transition, remember at the end of Crimson Cove, there is going to be this big treasure map event. We've got some people that have over 100 treasure maps. Several people. So you do want to qualify. Tonight is going to be double treasure maps. I've heard there are some legendaries. I've heard there are some packs. I heard there's some really good rewards with the treasure maps. You're going to find out in a few weeks. So collect those while they're available. But there's a specific time and a specific place where the treasure map event will take place. So I saw Gemstone. Gemstone's picking up all the bundles. I'm going to explain to you a couple of the items, though, because one of the items is really, really big. I see you, Bones. Thank you so much, Amy. Amy says all of them. So the double treasure maps, good start. But take a look at the top left-hand corner. So the top left-hand corner, more items than we've ever put in there. That's the $10 bundle. Again, all the bundles are $70. But the $10 bundle alone is the most items we've ever put in there. Bionic Wildcard, Immune Elixir, 2 Green Giants. Now, Green Giants are usually in the other bundles, but I'm going to tell you guys, you will absolutely need firepower this weekend. I'm not going to tell you why there's so many grenades mixed in. You'll figure it out at some point over the next couple weeks. But let me just say, even if you think you're pretty decent in inventory, there's nothing wrong with having a few extra grenades. So top bundle, pretty straightforward, right? Bionic Wildcard, Immune Elixir, Green Giant, Black Graphene Tape ×2, and Healing Potion. Now, why do you think we're bringing the Healing Potion back? I think one of the items, many of you misunderstood the power of this item. There's an item that is in play tonight that I got to tell you, I'm absolutely petrified of. I'm afraid of it. But one of the reasons why you're starting to see healing potions and you're going to see healing smokes brought back is because you're going to need variety. And if you don't know what this item is, it is in the gold bundle. The Fizzle Bomb should scare you to death. The Fizzle Bomb gives you an ability to target one of your opponent's potions or smokes and fizzle it out. So, and this is why I said the other night, now that the word's out a little bit, I may backtrack, but, over the weekend we were talking, I said I could take on any player in a mirror match of gear, eliminate that player within a few turns. And the reason is a Fizzle Bomb. Because the Fizzle Bomb is the ultimate lockdown tool. So if I want to take your heal and seal out, I can Fizzle Bomb you and take that heal and seal and then hit you in ways where you're looking around for your heals and you don't have them. So now you have the ability to take a person's armor, to take a person's weapon, to take a person's item, or to take a person, or to fizzle out a person's smoke or potion. So think about that for a minute, and that really needs to hit home. I see you, Busy Bee. But I'm not done talking about that gold bundle because there's a brand new item in that bundle. Yep, I see you, Tank. Picking up all. I see you, Valar, picking up all. I see you, Rocket. I was a little surprised there wasn't more chatter about the Fizzle Bomb, but you're going to see over the next couple weeks how strong of a play it can be. All right, but let me go through this. You guys know what Leech Bombs do. You know how good Orange Crush is. You know what Glam Bam. But, oh boy, do you guys see that gold-looking grenade down at the bottom there? Says TS10. Anybody want to take a guess and tell me what TS stands for? I see you, B-Dub. B-Dub picking up all. Her and the Twisted Sisters. Trigger picking up all. Busy Bee says timestamp. Miss says thunderstruck. I see you, Dimes. I see you, Kel. And Dime's getting gold and gray for football. Okay, well, you guys are all wrong. It stands for the Twisted Sisters, everybody. This is a grenade that I created to pay respect to the champs. This is the Twisted Sister 10. And it is your worst nightmare. Like, playing them is your worst nightmare. So the champs actually have their own weapon named after them, and it is the first ever cluster bomb ability. Now, it's expensive to use. You get 2 of them in this, by the way. And what I mean by expensive to use, you can add up to 5 additional grenades to this TS10. It doesn't matter which one. You want to add a gold glass, you want to add a glam bam, you want to add a gam, you want to add a silver. Each additional grenade that you attach to this gives you a +2 damage. It's why it's a cluster 5. This is the first ever cluster bomb that we put together. So if you throw the TS10, it's 10 points of damage. But if you tell me that you want to add 5 additional grenades to it, first of all, that's a heavy price to pay. That's 6 total grenades that you're putting together. But each one does not get its base ability. So if you're in the middle of a match and you want a finishing blow, you can say, hey, I'm throwing the TS10 and I'm going to add 5 BT7s to it, and now it is a TS20. Hey, I'm throwing the TS10 and I want to put a Goldar, a Silvar, a GAM, a BT7, and a black glass grenade, and it is a TS10. Blue can stop it. Absolutely, blue can stop it. But if blue has already been played, and you got your opponent on the ropes, 6 grenades is a heavy price to pay. But for a D20, it is going to come into play at some point. Because there are people with a lot of GAMs. There are people with a lot of Goldars. There's people with a lot of BT7s. So, it has the ability to be a bad grenade. One blue can stop it. Remember, it is one TS10 with other grenades. Now, if your opponent has not played blue, you're probably not going to load up on it. But can you imagine? Think about this. You've been wailing away, dominating your opponent, and you and Nolan throw a couple grenades, and your opponent throws blue. It's like, all right, I got him now. And the match is pretty close, and you get down to the wire, and you go, I'm going to go TS10, and I'm going to put a Goldar, a Silvar, a GAM, a Glam Bam, and the kitchen sink. And your opponent can't stop it. It is a finishing blow type of maneuver. It's not for everybody. But newsflash, it's still a D10 grenade. It's tied for the strongest grenade that's out there by itself. It is as strong as a Big Red, but now you can make it double. But you got to invest. So if you get the chance to pick up some extra inventory, pick them up. Like I said, I don't think you're going to see these things used every match. But you will certainly see some opportunity. Rocket, I see you, Rocket, picking up for Sheila. Thank you, Rocket. Appreciate that. All right, so it's my privilege and my honor to roll out that TS10. any bundles that are picked up, even if you don't pick up all of the bundles, if you pick up the gold and the green, you get the dual armor cards right in the middle of those. If you pick up the green and the red, you get in the green. Look at the green. As I said before, now that you need some versatility, Heal and Seal, Healing Grog. So this bundle alone has Grog, Heal and Seal, and Heal Potion. Bionic Red Thread, Flight Smoke, and you've got 2 silver skins. Now, you might not be as excited about silver skins as I am. But first of all, let me say this. If I were playing the game, I would absolutely beat people down with Fizzle Bombs. It is, to me, it's the ultimate strategy. And some stun bombs. And Flight Smoke. All these things are really, really cool elements. But when you're not busy bombing, you got to socket yourself, right? So if you go green and red, you get a mirror socket and a pink mirror to add to your base. And look at this pet bundle in the red. Summon Slim, Summon Toxie, Summon Rage, Summon Hannibal. 4 pets in one bundle and the ability to revive one of them. And if you want long-term, you want to build up your base health and build up your damage, if you pick up all 4 bundles, not only are you getting double the treasure maps, everything that's on the screen, but if you pick up all 4 bundles, you get Bionic Torso Onyx, Bionic Torso Pearl, Bionic Torso Sapphire, Bionic Heart, and Bionic Hammer. Bionic Hammer, 10 of those, raises your damage by 1. All right, so I'm going to give you guys another 2 minutes. Get your bundles in. Chuck, I see you. Chuck went silver. Now, while the last people are popping in, picking up their bundles, doing what they're going to do, I am going to give you a sneak peek. I'm excited about this weekend because this weekend is going to be the last pack opening of the Crimson Cove events before we get to level up. Yep, I got you, Julia. Before we get to the level up event, you will see Legendary this weekend, but one of the things that you're going to see this weekend, I don't know if I should give you guys a sneak peek of it. You guys want to see a sneak peek of one of the items that you're going to see this weekend? Just one. And then we'll get into tonight's matches. And remember, all additional super chats between now and the end of the weekend will go toward your pack purchase. All right, Dimes doesn't want to see them, so I'm not going to show anybody. Dimes said don't worry about it. All right, this is why I'm so excited about silver and gold and platinum and onyx skins. Because one of the items you're going to see this weekend is a gold edition. This is what gold skins will do for you. How about a gold edition Trace 7? Yeah. Trace 7 is going to be added to the packs this weekend. You guys thought I was joking about the Diablos, about the Gorgos, about the Morgos, about the Crimson Axe, about all the items that you guys have used and loved. How about a bling? If there's a bling that's upgraded, those of you that just bought bundles, you got 2 silver skins in there. You start to collect those skins and put them on your weapons, you're going to end up creating stuff like this. The Trace Gold D7. So time to dust off that Trace that you got sitting in the closet and start adding some of the skins to these. You can either get some of them in packs that will already be pre-upgraded for you, or you will have the ability to start upgrading some of your very own equipment. We're going to continue to roll out new equipment, new gimmicks, new spells, new abilities, all those things that you like doing. But you're going to be able to add some of your own creativity and load up on something and make your own trace. Now, I would love to make that an onyx trace, but we're a ways away from that. Oh, I see you, Sheila. Thank you so much. Sheila said, Nixie and Julie J, pick your colors. And by next week, you're going to not only see the 4 bundles up on the screen, but you're going to see a 5th bundle, which is going to be the battle token bundle. And those of you that play matches every week are going to be able to cash in some of your battle tokens for some of these items as well. So just an additional element. The more you play, the more tokens you accumulate. Now, some of you that might want to keep the tokens, there are going to be various rewards at 50, at 100. So there's also a benefit to saving them up. Whether it's packs, whether it's boxes that you're going to end up getting later on, special edition items. But we're going to start out with at least letting a few people cash some in for bundles if they want to do so. And Chuck, I think you and Cheryl got about 6. And the more you win, the more battle tokens you get. All right. We got a great slate of matches in store for everybody tonight. Good scenes, good scenarios. And want to thank all those people that picked up bundles. You guys enjoy your items. You got a lot of firepower tonight. Make the most of those bundles. Make them work, because you're going to need them not only tonight, but you're going to need them this weekend. You guys ready to get some matches started? All right, last call. We're bringing the bundles off the board, so there you go. Look at that. So tonight's first match is Tank and Dimes versus Rocket and Trigger. A lot of good gear in this matchup, as you guys know. A lot of good PvP gear. I've got all the stats computed, calculated. So, Kel, if you can do me a favor, give me a 30-second timer. And I'm going to give Tank, Dimes, Rocket, and Trigger 30 seconds to let me know tapes, elixirs, any pre-match buffs that you guys want to get going. And hey, everybody, this is Season 2. Here we go. Season number 2, first match. And win or lose, we're going to dance. Tommy's going Immune and Blue and Gold Graph. And he's going Eli on his Silver. I got you. Got you, Tank. Dime's going to go Stout. Two black Graph. And she's going Eli on Bow. I got you, Dimes. All right, I've got Trigger going Immune. Black, blue, and Eli on Sting. And Rocket's going to go blue, gold. Eli on gun and immune. All right, that's some good buffs tonight. Pretty good health in the mix here. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to start out with Trigger, Dimes, Rocket, and Tank is your order for tonight's match. And, you know, we do so many gates of hell and all these evil things. I thought tonight we'd mix it up. Why not go to St. Petersburg? I know we probably shouldn't be firing a whole lot of grenades here, but it's PvP and it's PDL and we're in a zombie apocalypse, so why not? So tonight we've got, I'm going to put Tank up here. You got a little bit of high ground, Tommy. Dimes, you're over here. Rocket, you're up on the ledge. And Trigger, you're behind this monument. All right, Trigger, you have 20 seconds to get this match going. 20 seconds to get this match going. Trigger's going to go double mustard bombs. You got it. All right. That was a quick first move. Trigger going double mustard bombs. Dimes, you're on the clock. 20-second timer for you, Dimes. All right, she's going to go Fizzle to Trigger and Owl to Rocket. All right, what are we picking? Dimes with the Owl. Mustard bombs. All right, Rocket. Your mustard bombs are out of play. Cannot use those mustard bombs. All right. And Trigger, you're wearing a fizzle bomb. And Dimes and Tank, you're both wearing mustard bombs. Let me get a 20-second timer to Rocket. All right, she is going to go Fizz to Dimes. And Toxie straight up going after the Tank. Tommy, take 25 from Toxie. Tommy's at 75. Tommy, you're on the clock. 20-second timer for you. You got to tell me what you're using to heal. You saw from the bundles, we got options. All right, Tommy dropping heal smoke. And going fizzle to trigger. All right, round one is in the books. Trigger cast 2 mustard bombs. Rocket has fizz on dimes. Dimes and Tommy have fizzle on trigger. Lot of fizzle going on. All right, round two. Give me a 10-second timer for trigger. Trigger 10 seconds to you. Cannot go mental block unless you have a method of casting it. So let me give you the range. So there's no line of sight from dimes to trigger. But Tommy and Rocket, 30 yards. Trigger and dimes, 30 yards. Trigger, you and Tommy, about 40 yards away. You can leech bomb, but the mental block is only used inside of a weapon. So reset her timer to 6 seconds, please. Remember, mental block is a gel used much like a plasma. Another one of my favorite. All right, so you're going to go leech to Tommy. And detonate. All right, so Tommy's heal smoke resolved. Put him back to 100. And Tommy, you just got leeched for another 10, knocking you down to 90. Trigger stays at full health. So leech and detonate. Dimes, you're on the clock. 10-second timer for dimes. Guys, just tuning in. Rocket cast Toxie. Toxie's effect was neutralized by Tommy's heal smoke. Okay, Dimes, what are you going to fizzle? All right, so Dime's going to fizzle trigger. No heal smoke for you, and Lila is in the house. So who is Lila going to target, Dimes? If you guys don't know, Lila has a 5-point leech per turn. All right, so Lila's going to target trigger. So trigger, Lila knocks you down to 95%. Dimes, you get no heal from it because you're at max. Rocket, you're on the clock. Tommy's at 90. Full base. Dimes untouched, Rocket untouched, and Trigger 95 in full base. Rocket's on the clock, 10 seconds. We're about 10 minutes into the match so far, everybody. All right, so she is going to... Who's the stun? Rocket, are you going to stun and detonate the same bomb? Or are you going to detonate the fizzle bomb you have on her? So stun bomb to Tommy. And detonate fizzle on Dimes. And what are you going to fizzle? You can't detonate on Tommy. You can cast the bomb and you can detonate the fizzle. All right, hold on. Let's try this again. So stun Tommy and detonate and leave the fizzle on Dimes. All right. So Tommy, you have been stunned. The fizzle has not fizzled. The stun has stunned. Tommy, you have a 10-second timer. One action. Oh, you're fine, Gina. Just so many new items. We're trying to figure them all out. All right, so Tommy is going to bring Slim with a little D12 action. Straight to Trigger. Trigger. Knocking you down to 80. All right, Trigger. Tommy was stunned. That was his one action. Slim is out of play. Trigger, you got 10 seconds. Tommy at 90, Trigger at 80. Dimes and Rocket 100%. Round 3. Grog is a heal. But you can still do it as long as you, based on your order, as long as you summon the bull first, it's a half a move, and then you get the full move action. So she's summoning bull. to dimes. Dimes is going to knock you down to a terribly low 24 base life. So dimes is 124 base. And trigger goes grog. And I'm not even going to do a die roll because you were at 80. So you're going to get the full benefit back to 100. Dimes, you're on the clock. And Lila will take trigger down to 95 and heals you for 0. And you have 10 seconds. All right, so dimes is going to get into line of sight. Now, this is a small monument, obviously, so she has no line of sight from here. But from here, she does. So dimes going to plop down to there, keeping that line of sight. And she is going to hit with the BB7, everybody. BB7. What's up, Animal? Ready for his debut. Animal in the house. All right, so dimes is hitting trigger with the BB7. Now remember, the first attack of the night with the BB7 applies slime. So trigger, that means your healing effects for 2 turns are 50% effective. And she also hits you with a drain arrow, which is going to take your base down to 22, and it's going to take her base back to a perfect 25. So trigger 2 turns of healing nerf because you have effectively been slimed. Rocket, 10-second timer for Rocket. Good play, Dimes. Good to see the BB7 in full effect. And wait until mid-match to use it. I think that's a good call. So Rocket is going to go bull to Tommy. And the fizzle cannot target armor. Because it's an equipped I love it. However, the eagle can. It hasn't yet. The eagle is the only thing that in theory could remove the iris ring. But no, the fizzle is smokes and potions. But that's a good move. I love it. I love the strategy there. Like, let's get rid of that. Let's dissolve it for good. You need acid for that. All right, so Tommy, you've been hit with the bull, knocking you down to 26 base. And Gina, it's a smoke or a potion, so what would you like to fizzle? Heal smoke. You got it. Dimes, your heal smoke is out of play. So trigger has no heal, smoke. Yes, the eagle is the only thing that can remove armor. So Dimes, that was Rocket's move. Fizzles out, leech fizzle. All right, Tank is going to detonate Fizzle on Trigger. And he's going to get rid of her heal potion. So Trigger has used a healing grog, and she has had her healing potion and her heal smoke removed. And then he cast T-Rex. So little Rex goes in at first and Trigger, Rex hits you for 5. 90 and 22. All right, Trigger, you are back. Rex is biting your ankles, and you have a 10-second timer. Round 4, everybody. Your bull is returning back to you. By the way, I promised you guys this season was going to get absolutely wacky with fizzles and pets and capture the flag. So now you get it. Now you understand the impact of a few items. So certainly. All right, Trigger's going to take out Rex. All right. Rex is gone. Dimes, you're on the clock. You got a 10-second timer. Nope. Stun is 1 turn. She is going to go summon Toxie to Trigger. All right, so Lila is going to hit Trigger, knocking her down to 85. Healing Dimes for 0. She's going to summon Toxie, hitting Trigger for 25%, knocking her down to 60. First turn from Toxie. And then Yellow Gel, going straight disease mode with Yellow Gel, taking you down to 40. Trigger, you are now down to 40%. You're 40 and 22. Rocket, you are on the clock. You have a 10-second timer. All right, she is going to go leech and detonate to Tommy. Tommy's going to knock you down to 80. Tommy's down to 80. Rocket is at 100. Still perfect life. Quick health check. Tank is at 80 and 26. Dimes is at 125. Rocket is at 100% and full base health. Trigger is at 40 and 22. Tommy, 10-second timer. We're halfway through the match, everybody. You are out of range for red gel, but Toxie hits, taking Trigger down to 15 and 22. No, your bull came back. That was the second round. So your bull returned. You cast it same round as trigger. It'll go back to attack next turn. So Tommy, Toxie hits. You have another half move. I'll give you 5 seconds to complete your turn. Nope, not in range. You're 35 yards out. All right, he's going Beige Bomb. Beige Bomb is fine. Trigger, you have a Beige Bomb, and you're on the clock. So, Trigger, you're at 15 and 22. You have 2 Toxies stacking up. And pigeons do not retrieve fizzled items. Fizzled items are fizzled. They are taken out of existence. They're not taking away from you. They are dissolved. Means they cannot be used for the entire match. And Lila is a passive pet. So Lila is not attacking you. She is by Dimes' side. So next turn, you're going to take damage from Dimes' Toxie and from Tank's Toxie unless you have a method of healing. Your heal potion's out of play, your heal smoke's out of play, and your grog has been used. There's heal and seal, and there's revive. And other than that, I think that's all the heals that we have in play. And there's that. That's actually smart. And there's Brace Green Gel. So she hits Dimes. Very, very good play. Green Gel will hit Dimes and will neutralize both of the Toxie effects, giving Trigger a little bit of a health kickback. So Dimes, you take 10 from the brace. Dimes is at 90 and 25. Dimes, you're on the clock. Trigger, you take damage from Lila. Knocks you down to 20. Dimes, you're back to 95. Tommy at 80 and 26. Dimes 95, 25. Rocket full health. Trigger 20 and 22. All Toxies. And by the way, Tommy, hold on. Trigger, your bull is out of play. Tommy, you're at 26. You took 1 point of damage from Trigger's bull. All Toxies are done. All right, Dimes, now you can go. All right, so Dimes is going to seal first and drop Warp Smoke. It is dropped. Rocket, you're on the clock. You have a 10-second timer. And Rocket, your bull charges back in. Okay, everybody, give me a quick 999 if you're back. It's okay, everybody. It's turn-based, so you don't lose anything. So, Rocket, your bull went back in and hit Tommy. Dimes' move was to seal and to cast Warp Smoke, and she has done both at this point. She cast Warp Smoke in an attempt to move to trigger. That has not resolved yet until your turn. You're 30 yards away from Dimes. Okay, she's going to move down. And she wants to go Silver 6 Noir with Yellow Gel to Tammy. Now, it's going to get interesting. Because here's what's happened. Luckily, Trigger, you got good reflexes. So Trigger jumps down. She's aiming at Tammy, who's here. But Tammy warps over here. Now, Trigger, you're still able to change your sights, and you can hit her, and you do. But her Warp Smoke did go into play. And she sealed. So, your Silver 6 Noir with Yellow Gel hits her seal and breaks her seal. So Dimes is no longer sealed. Her Warp Smoke does go through. She takes no damage. And Tommy, you're on the clock. You have a 10-second timer. Tommy is going to take a 10-point health penalty for using an item that he's already used. That's his second heal smoke. Percy is fine. But you double dipped on an item, which is this season going to be a 10-point penalty for double dipping on your item. Percy goes to Trigger, hitting Trigger for 10. Taking her down to 10. Trigger is at 10 and 22. Tommy is 70 and 24. Dimes 95 and 25. And Rocket untouched. Trigger, you got Dimes behind you. Looking pretty vicious. And you're down to 10%. You have a 10-second timer. We have 10 minutes left in the match. All purple effects have been minimized. You didn't use the potion. You still have it, though. I think you'll be good. All right, she's going to drop Heal and Seal. So Heal and Seal is effectively on the ground, surrounding her. And she is going to go straight Talon damage right up to the cabeza of Dimes. So Dimes, you're going to take some AP. Talons plus her AP modifier. Going to be 5 points of base. Dime's going to take you down to 85 and 20. All right, Dimes. You have 10 seconds. Triggers at 10 and 22, surrounded by Heal and Seal smoke. You're at 85 and 20. Tank, 70 and 24. Oh, boy. And Dimes is going to drop Unholy Smoke. A Father Ron favorite. All right, now because she doesn't have to move, this play will go through. However, the Bloodlust isn't going to do too much with the AP. So, Dimes prevents the Heal and Seal. Then uses her own Bloodlust. Bloodlust is out of play. But then hits with a Volt AP weapon, which is not going to benefit from the Bloodlust. But it is a 3/3 PvP weapon. So you do lethal damage the hard way. So Trigger, you do take the last 10 and you have taken lethal damage. Trigger is rezzing, getting back in the fight. All right. Rocket, you have 10 seconds. Trigger is back. Dimes, you went back to 90 because of Lila. All right. Rocket is going to go Chill and Thrill. And silver 6 with noir. Yellow gel. So Dimes, you are slowed. Rocket is enraged. And she goes silver 6, which is basically going to take out your stout and is going to take you down $70 and $17. Tank, you have a 10-second timer. You're still out of grenade range, Tommy, and heal potion is a full move. So Tommy goes heal potion. Nope, you can't Iris Ring 2 turns later. All right, so one thing that we're going to add this season as well. You guys have to announce defensive actions before damage resolution. Once I calculate damage and I mark it down, I'm not going to write it back. So when there's an attack on you, whether it's an Iris Ring, whether it's a prevention, this season, I want you guys to announce it within 5 seconds of me announcing it, not waiting for the calculations. So Iris Ring move did not go through. Tommy, you have healed. You're back to 100% with the heal. Tommy, 100%. Dimes, 90 and 20. Or I'm sorry, Dimes, 70 and 17. Rocket, full health. Trigger, unknown. Tommy has healed. Trigger, you have a 10-second timer. Silent Smoke to Dimes. Edge 5 and red gel. That's a lot. Okay, no, actually that's legit. All right, so she's going to Silent Smoke. And go red gel to Dimes with the plasma. $50 and $17. 50 and 17, Dimes. Dimes, you have a 10-second timer. This is the last round, everybody. We have less than 2 minutes remaining. These are your final turns. Dimes, Rocket, and Tank. Final 3 turns. Healing effects have been nerfed to 50%. Dimes, you also gained 5 from Lila. Trigger, you took 5 from Lila, knocking you back down to 50 and 23. What type of mask do you have on, Dimes? What do you have in the Sub-Zero mask? Potion or smoke? Smoke. All right. You take a 10-point penalty because your heal smoke was taken out of play by Rocket's Fizzle as well, knocking you down to 45. And the Orange Crush goes through. Hold on, we're going to check real quick. All right, it can go through. It's 25. It's 50% nerfed. So it brings you back to 70 and 17. And the Orange Crush who's the target of the Orange Crush? All right, Orange Crush to trigger. Trigger point blank Orange Crush. She is silent. Silence doesn't keep you from throwing a grenade. Silence keeps you from casting a ring that is a voice command and casting a prevention spell, not from attacking. So the Orange Crush goes through. Taking you back down to 30. The silence prevents the rings and prevents your prevention spells and your healing spell. Rocket, you're on the clock. Also trigger, you take 5 from Lila, which actually takes you back to 25. And Dimes actually back to 75 after the nerfed heal and also the 5 points from Lila. Tommy, 127. Dime, 75 and 17. Rocket untouched. Trigger, 25 and 23. Rocket's your final move. Woo! That's a lot of stuff. Rocket's just throwing at everybody. Okay. The BB7 is a full attack. So if you Bloodlust and BB7, that's all you get. She's fired up. Wow, a lot of connection issues tonight. All right, let's go back and... No, lust has nothing to do with it. The BB7 is a bow attack, and the bow attack is a full turn. So you can't bow attack and also grenade attack. Because even to hit Tommy, you're going to have to move to get a little bit closer to Tommy. You're about 25 yards. You got to be 15 to 20 yards away from Tommy. So if you wanted to go Orange Crush, you'd have to kind of move over here and then throw the grenade. But since you're here, the bow is a full attack. Yeah. Oh, Tammy. No, either way, to attack Tammy. So the answer to that is no. You could smoke, but you can't throw a grenade and also attack with a bow. That would be incorrect. All right, so Bloodlust and BB7. So free Bloodlust. And BB7, which would prevent any healing. So healing's already nerfed 50%, so now with the BB7 it'd be nerfed another 25%. And Unholy Arrow, which would take Dimes of Stout out of play. And basically, the damage from that Dimes knock you down from 75 to 65. And Tommy, you have a 10-second timer before we take the match down. So unless you jump off onto something very, very sharp, then it is overkill. So 10-second timer for Tommy. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The match is called anyway. So this is where we stand with the first match. Great strategy to start out. You guys could see the fizzles went down. It's just no purpose to do that. Trigger, by result of one fall, Trigger died and resin restored. Tank and Dimes with the win. 6 points for Tank and Dimes, 4 points for Rocket and Trigger. Rocket mostly untouched most of the match, but Trigger was certainly the target. And Good strategies. Good strategies early on. You guys got to see really the impact of the fizzle. The fizzle bombs, strong item into play. Right. Tammy, I love you. I didn't like hitting you. Well, the next time you got to hit harder. Great battle. Certainly unbelievable. To the wire, everybody. Great use of the items. I see you, Rocket. So great sportsmanship. And a close match. Really was a close match. You know, this match, they just kind of got trigger on her heels a little bit early on. But a great team strategy to really jump in there and to start doing damage. You guys saw what the... Oh, good call. All right, Rocket is going to pet revive Toxie. Thank you, Gina. Appreciate that. Yeah, if you have pet revive, do it now. Tommy's going to pet revive Toxie. Dimes, did you message me in the middle of that match? A question? Multitasking? Revive your bull. And pet revive Toxie. So what was your question? Why has your iris ring never been taken by an eagle? Was that your question? Yep, you're good. Collect arrows. I don't recall the rings ever being in the pool for die. Have you ever seen my die rolls would be my question. So to answer your question, rings have been in the pools. They just have a very low percentage because the percentage of pulling armor is much higher than the percentage of pulling a ring. But no, it's the likelihood of pulling a ring or a mirror medallion is there. It's just never personally happened to you. And with that, we are moving on to a, you guys ready to see some animal? I thought you were like watching my sheets and my die rolls. I'm like, you got some surveillance on me. I have like laminated sheets and numbers and data and everything. Like how does Dimes know what my what's been included in the pool or not? I'm gonna start pulling down my blinds before we do our PvP matches. I'm ready for some animal. And I want, and I need, and I love animal. Where you at, Joe? All right. Hey, once again, great job to Tommy the Tank and Deadly Dimes getting out of the gates. Great, great first match, everybody. We'll watch your special powers. Sneaky. Really good job. And Rocket and Trigger, you guys know they were right there in the semifinals. So they're going to be right there at the very end. So certainly one match does not make a whole season. There's going to be a learning experience from tonight. You guys are going to see some new items. You're going to see maybe some cluster bombs. You're going to see some fizzle bombs. You're going to see some capture the flag. A whole lot of new things are going to be in the mix. So Animal's like, I hope I don't screw this up. Of course you will. Everybody screws up the first time they play, Joe. Come on. That is how, like Montel Jordan says, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. All right. I've got the Killer Bees. Busy Bee and Sheila Beasley versus Animal and Chuck. And Kel, do me a favor. Give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds for the Bees, for Animal and Chuck. I need any tapes, elixirs, whatever you're going to do. Rain dances. Do a rain dance, Chuck, if that's what you want to do. Tape me up, says Busy Bee. A little bit of black graph. I see you, Busy. Purple. Oh, man. You didn't bring out the purple. And Elysium on Oasis. Sheila Beasley going black graphene and titanium. And straight up immune elixir. Chuck's been drinking, so he's going with the clear mind elixir. All right, and Joe, this is where you use those tapes that you were messaging me about earlier. You announce them at the beginning of the match. Oh, look at Animal. That's the way you do it, man. He's going anger. Watch out. Black graphene. Blue graphene. And Elysium on brace. Dang. That's some serious stuff. All right, Animal. I see you. Let me get some stats added up here real quick. All right, looks good. All right, we'll get a scenario. Hey, it's gonna be a lot of fun, everybody. You guys saw a sneak peek of this one last night, so this is where I'm gonna put everybody. So we're gonna start out with at the playground. You know, the playground. We're going to put the Animal over here. We're going to put Chuck behind these little barriers. We're going to put Beasley behind these barrels. And we're going to put Busy Bee over here. Busy Bee's going to roam away and do some beekeeping. But the order is as such. I got Busy Bee, number 1. Chuck, number 2. Sheila, number 3. And Animal, number 4. So here we go. Let's have a good time, everybody. Kick this thing off. Timer has been reset. Busy Bee, you have 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Okay, Busy Bee, Rage is a passive pet that stays by your side, and you can use Rage to enrage either you or your partner at any given time during the match. But Rage does not attack. But he will enrage with a Fury. You can still bring him out. All right, so Rage is chilling by Busy Bee side, right here by this little barrel. And Animal, you're wearing a leech bomb. Has not been detonated, but it's on you. All right, Chuck. You're on the clock, Chuck. You got 20 seconds. You and Beasley, 30 yards away. No line of sight because she's behind these barrels. The terrain will be a factor, everybody. Chuck is thinking out his strategy. Chuck's wondering which slide he wants to get on. Where you at, Chuck? That clear mind must not be working very well. I already know Chuck's going to be like, oh, that's Animal, sorry. What about the treehouse? When I get to the bottom, I go back to the top of the slide, and I stop and I turn and I go for a ride, and I get to the bottom and I see you again. Chuck's just gonna... Sorry, Chuck. All I saw was treehouse. All right, he's just gonna... I don't know what that word is. All right, I think that's just... That's treehouse, I think. He says he's gonna tell a deaf. All right, good enough. You're going to the treehouse. All right, Chuck's at the treehouse. I'm not trying. All right, you got it. All right, he's going to tell O-Deaf. Good enough. He's at the treehouse. Sheila, you are... All right, Sheila, you have 20 seconds. Chuck is still... Yeah, he's still covered. Summon Nolan to my side and Fizzle Bomb to Chuck. You got Nolan. I got you. All right, Animal. All right, everybody. Animal's first move. First move of his Play Dead Live career, PvP, right now. 20-second timer, Animal. You never want to get buzzed out in your first turn, though. Oh boy, 9 seconds. Where's the animal? 7. Whoa! Now, see, he knows his stuff. Holy Grenade to Busy and Gold Bomb to Sheila. All right. However, you're out of range. You're about 30 yards away. So you can go Gold Bomb to Sheila. That works. But no Holy Grenade. Now you can go, Joe, you can go Gold Bomb, and you can move if you want to get closer, but you'd have to be about right here at the beginning of your turn to be able to throw that bomb. But, I'm sorry, to be able to throw the grenade. The bomb, you got any range. But too far for the grenade. Give him 5 more seconds, but you can move or you can cast another bomb. See, like Chuck is strategically moving to the treehouse. I have no idea what he has planned at the treehouse, but Chuck will surprise you. Okay, so he's also going to throw a leech bomb. Oh, look at that. He's going double bombs. Sheila, you got a leech bomb and a gold bomb. Very nice. All right, that is round number 1, everybody. Round number 2, Busy Bee has the leech bomb on Animal. She's got Rage by her side. 10 seconds for Busy Bee. Barrel roll inside the barrels. All right, so she's going to go Fizzle to the Animal. And barrel roll inside the barrel. So it goes like this. Whew. Yeah, if you're going to ever jump into a barrel and barrel roll, you have to make this sound. It goes whew, like that. Busy Bee. Pick a number. 1, 2, 6. She picks a 3. All right. So Busy Bee jumps into the barrel, and the barrel rolls. And it rolls and rolls and picks up some speed, and it rolls. And she gets out, and she's now called Dizzy Bee. Take some dizzy damage, Busy Bee, for your barrel roll. And enjoy your new location. We've got Chuck. Chuck, you have 10 seconds. Oh, man. All right. Okay, he's going to be the first to throw it. Chuck is going to throw TS10. Chuck, are you going to add any other grenades to it? Oh, boy. Chuck is adding a pink Glam Bam to the TS10, making it a full-fledged cluster bomb. And going after Beasley, this is the way it's going to look, Beasley. He's on the slide. He has to slide down. And while he's sliding, he throws the first ever TS10, Twisted Sister 10, for a whopping 12 points of damage. Beasley, 50 bad percent. 50% of your health with that TS10 with a cluster bomb. Chuck with a big, big score. Did not affect your base life, but affected your overall health. We got a match. Oh, no, she didn't. She went blue, Chuck. It's almost as if it never happened. She uses blue. All right, replay. Chuck slides down, throws the cluster bomb, and while it's in the air, Busy Bee casts blue, and he flies off with the bomb. No damage for Busy Bee, but blue is out of play. Sheila, you now have your offensive turn. You have a 10-second timer. Whew, that was a close one. That was seriously close, Chuck. If you guys don't know, Chuck the Messenger and Animal are not playing around this season. Blue is a falcon that can fly in and take grenades out of midair. All right. Now Sheila is going to have to go to here. Now Sheila, you go to here and you throw a grenade at Animal, and Nolan throws a grenade at Chuck. This is going to be Sheila and Nolan going double grenade, and they are going double big red action. So smile a little longer, stay close a little longer. Boom, boom, double big reds. Chuck. %. Animal. 75%. Both take big damage from a couple big reds. Animal. You have 10 seconds. Now, Busy Bee, that would have been a good opportunity for you to use Rage on your turn. Just so you guys know how Rage works. So Busy Bee cast Rage. When Sheila did those double grenades, Busy could have said, Rage can be used anytime. She could have said, Rage is going to enrage my partner, and it would do more damage. So Animal moves closer to the little stack of rocks and throws gold glass at Sheila. All right, you ain't stopping this one, Sheila. Animal going gold glass. $85, Sheila. Animal getting his first score of the day. Good hit, Joe. Good hit. All right, we've got turn number 3, everybody. Round 3. Busy Bee, Dizzy Bee. You have 10 seconds. All right, so she's going to go Stun Bomb to Chuck. So she got 2 bombs on Animal. Stun Bomb on Chuck, and she is going to go Black Glass. All right. And she's going to enrage herself. So Chuck, Black Glass, D5, AP1. You're going to be feeling the pain here because that is enraged. Taking you down to 45 and 4. 45 and 4. No, sorry. You're a medic. 45 and 8. 45 and 8. I calculated your base life wrong. Chuck, you have 10 seconds. Busy, 100%. Sheila's at 85. Animal, 75. Chuck at 45 and 8. All right. Well, Chuck has no fear. And he's going gold glass to Beasley. And she has no blue to stop it. So Beasley, that's more gold glass for you. Taking you down to 70. Remember, the glass is going to have carryover effect. All right, Sheila, you're up. 10-second timer for Beasley. Sheila's taking a couple shots from Animal and also Chuck, both using the gold glass. Sheila is this one, Joe. And this is Busy Bee down here. Busy Bee's out of your range. All right, we are back. And I'm not going to upload this, but apparently I've got an update that I have to do with OBS, so I apologize. We'll get through tonight's stream, and then I'll have this before Friday. But we're just going to have to we'll have to deal with another disconnect or so along the way. All right, we are back, though. And, all right, Sheila, there's a difference between purple gel and mental block. Purple gel is going to cause a psychedelic effect. Mental block is going to make him answer a question. So you have to pick one or the other with the Trace 5. All right. You don't even need to give Chuck purple gel. All right, so she's going to hit purple gel to Chuck. Chuck, that's going to make you do some crazy things. But it's also going to hit you for a lot of damage. Chuck, I got you down to 30 and 8, and you were feeling a little silly. Never know what you're liable to do next turn. So hold tight. All right, Animal, you are up. It's your third turn under your belt, Animal. You have 10 seconds. Gold glass to Sheila and Mustard. Look at this. All right, so he's going Mustard. Chuck knows his he knows his bombs. Mustard to Busy. And another gold glass to Sheila. All right, Sheila. You are taking the additional damage from the last gold glass from Chuck. And then the additional damage from Animal's last gold glass. And the damage from Animal's gold glass this time. 25%, Beasley. It is adding up. The glass is adding up. The match is almost even. Busy untouched. Sheila Beasley down to 25. Animal at 75 and Chuck at 30. The Killer Bees have a slight lead on the Crazy Animals. That's the only name I could think of. Sorry. All right. Let's go to the next turn. We've got Busy Bee. Busy Bee, you have a 10-second timer. Ouch. Ouch. I think it just got real. All right. Toxie to Chuck. Chuck knocks you down to 5%, and she goes red glass, knocking you down to 5 and 5. Busy Bee's like, all right, we're not playing on the merry-go-round anymore. Yeah, Toxie just went big time. Chuck, you were at 5 life, and you're at 5 base life. 5 and 5. If you don't heal, you're effectively going to die very soon. Chuck, you have a 10-second timer. You're not dead yet. You're getting prepared. He's like, I'm going to res. I'm not dead, but I'm going to res. No, you have to, you can heal, but you can't res until you die. Or you can just die. It doesn't matter. You can die and then res and restore. Chuck is like, that'd be like saying I'm going to stop myself from drowning, but I haven't jumped in the pool yet. It's like, all right, fine. I'm not sure what that means. Smoke the bees, make them group together. I don't know how you're going to do that. You're going to have to give me a little bit more detail on that one, Chuck. Ah, I got you. Oh. All right, so he's going to throw control smoke and then make her go over here. Ah, pretty good move there. All right, so Chuck goes control and groups them up. All right, Sheila. 10 seconds. Animal 75, Chuck at 5 and 5, and you guys are grouped up. Sheila's going to go heal and seal. On both. And detonate fizzle on Chuck. What are you going to take away from Chuck? Got to be a smoke or a potion. He says the fizzle tickles. All right. Chuck got fizzled. All right. He has no heal and seal at the moment. Okay. I don't even know what's going on. All right. Animal. You're up. Now, first and foremost, Sheila, you're affected by the glass. The glass breaks your seal. Number one. You gained 10% life back, which puts you back to 35. But the secondary glass that you got hit with takes you down to 20. This game's far from over, everybody. Busy Bee is at 100% and sealed. Sheila has no seal and is 20%. Animal 75 and Chuck is 5. And Animal, you got 10 seconds on the clock. This match is super, super close. Less than 10 minutes to play. Animal, what type of plasma are you using in the grenade? It's fine. You can just use the plasma grenade and it'll deal damage. Or you can add plasma or gel to it. You can use it without plasma. You don't have to put plasma in there, but you can add if you have them in your inventory, you can add red plasma, you can add green cubes, you can add blue cubes, you can add AP plasma, or you can add any of the gels. Gels or plasma can go in to enhance the effect. Whoa, whoa, careful there, Tommy. Aniel? I don't know what all that's about. All right, you can add AP1 plasma. All right, so Tommy is going to... All right, Animal is casting Mustard Bomb on Busy, so slight damage for Busy. 95. And he's going Plasma. Actually, Mustard Bomb just breaks the seal. She takes no damage, but she's not sealed any longer. And Joe goes Plasma Grenade. Beasley knocking you down to 5. And 12. So Busy Bee, 100% untouched. Sheila Beasley at 5 life and 12 base life. Animal at 75 and 14. And Chuck at 5 and 5. Busy Bee, you are on the clock. You have a 10-second timer. All right, she's going to stun and go Green Giant, which is probably a little bit of overkill. Ho, 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 Green Giant. All right, Chuck, you have taken lethal damage. Chuck is down for the count. The good news is you no longer have Toxie on you. Toxie was probably going to kill him anyway, unless he healed. So Busy Bee just took Chuck out of the game. Chuck. Are you going to res and restore? He says, I'm going to res it. You better believe it. All right, Chuck reses. Hell no, he shouldn't stay down. Busy Bee's only at 5%, Ron. Why are you guys telling him not to res? This match is super, super close. A lot closer than you think it is. All right. So, Chuck, red glass is AP1. I'm sorry, red glass is armor piercing. The gold glass is damage. So you want to go armor piercing or damage? All right, Chuck is going gold glass. And gold glass is going to deal lethal damage to Sheila. And is also going to deal glass damage to Busy Bee. Busy Bee is at 85 and 13. Sheila, you have taken lethal damage. We have less than 5 minutes to play. And Chuck and the animal have been bombs away and have just evened up the match. Sheila is going to res and restore to get back in action. You got it, Sheila. All right, Sheila, you're on the clock. You have Animal at 75. You got Chuck who res, so we don't know his health. You just resed, so they don't know your health. And Busy Bee at 85 and 13 and under 5 minutes to play. We got Sheila on the clock. Where you at, Sheila? Close distance to Animal and Fury 4 with Davy Jones dagger. All right, Animal. Sheila just went straight Fury 4 and brought out the Davy Jones dagger. So that's going to hit you for damage and AP. Now you used a little bit of the tapes, but it's still going to be a big hit. Taking you down to 40, Animal. Down to 40%. Big move, Sheila. Big move. All right. Animal. You're up. Animal's going to go red glass AP2 grenade to Sheila. Orange crush. No, you can only do one grenade attack. You have to pick one or the other. Either red glass or orange crush. All right, he's going to go Leech Bomb to Busy. And this is the last move, everybody. Timers are off. Busy B, your final move of the match. You have a 10-second timer. We're going to hold everybody 10-second timer, everybody. Final moves of the match. Busy, you are at 75 and 13. 75 and 13. She goes red glass to Chuck and detonate bomb on Animal. All right, so she leech bombs on Animal, putting her up to 85, taking Animal down to 30. And red glass to Chuck. Chuck had just res, so Chuck, you're at 50 and 5. Chuck is at 50 and 5. Chuck, your final move of the match. Busy Bee is at 85 and 13. Sheila unknown, Animal 30, and you are at 50 and 5. Chuck is going to cast his second TS10. Oh my goodness. He's going to try it again. Chuck, is it straight TS10 or is it cluster bomb? Gabe is pretty excited about this move. All right, what are you adding to it? All right, final move, Chuck. All right, Chuck is going TS10. So, Chuck, are there any other grenades that you want to add to it? Is it going to be just the straight TS10, or are you adding anything additional to it to buff it up? To make it a true cluster? All right, Chuck is going to add an orange to it. Chuck is throwing the TS10 at Busy with an orange. Any reaction to it, Busy, or is it going to go through? He's going TS10 and adding an orange crush to make it a TS12. No blue, so it is going to hit, everybody. Taking her down to 50 and 13. 50 and 13. Sheila, you're on the clock. Busy Bee at 50 and 13. Sheila, Health Unknown. Animal at 30 and 14. And Chuck at 50 and 5. 2 moves to go, everybody. This is it. Down to the wire. Sheila Beasley, 10 seconds for you. And then Animal will finish out the match. All right, she's going to move to the rocks behind. Oh, boy. She's moving, and she's going to go TS with a Glam Bam to the Animal. TS10 adding a Pink Grenade. And Animal, you are holding on by a thread at 5%. Animal, your final move, you have a 10-second timer. Busy Bee at 50. Sheila Unknown. Animal at 5. And Chuck is at 50. Animal's final move, 10-second timer. All right, the Gold Bomb won't cast, but he's going to go Orange Crush on Busy. So Busy, you take the Orange Crush. Bringing her to 25. All right, everybody, the match has ended. Busy Bee at 25 and 13 base. Sheila Beasley, 1 death. And her full health upon res. Animal holding on by a thread at 5%. And Chuck at 50 and 1 death. The match goes to the Killer Bees by the closest of margins we have ever had in a match. Less than 15 points separating these teams from winning and losing. The Killer Bees slightly better on this night, but Animal and Chuck certainly a force to be reckoned with. Certainly a force to be reckoned with. And as my commitment to Chuck the Messenger and his brand new team, we are going to try to get Chuck some packs for this weekend, and maybe we'll get Chuck set up in some Tier 1 gear. But I got to tell you, Chuck and the Animal certainly are going to be a force by the end of the season. So, Kel, if you can add that to Chuck's total for the weekend, great job, everybody. I know it's a loss, but I got to tell you, it really shouldn't feel like a loss. Because you guys absolutely played it well, Animal and Chuck, down to the wire. So close to win. And Chuck with that control smoke and grouping them together and them throwing those glass grenades over and over again, you guys saw the impact of that. That was a good match. All right, everybody, it is 11:30. We got one more match to go. You guys ready for a little bit of capture the flag mentality? All right, we got Sheila Beasley. Says, great match, Chuck and Animal. You did great. Kel with a little bit of applause, too. Nope, it's over. You don't have to heal yourself now, Joe. You'll be good for next week. You'll be full healed. I got a feeling that Group B is going to be a whole lot of fun to watch this season. All right, so this final match, there's a couple of ways to win. Obviously, you can just destroy your opponent. That's one way. Or, remember, flag captures count as one additional point. So you can gain points for that as well. Animals, thanks, guys. Sorry, Chuck, if I screwed up. But it was, no, I think you guys played great. And, you know, Animal, especially for your first match, that's exactly, I remember everybody's first match, but I'll tell you, one that can probably give you a lot of advice, Joe, much like you, Sheila Beasley watched several matches, and then when she got in, she became like a ruthless killer. She had turned back. But I would imagine Sheila probably watched, 10 matches before really jumping in there and learning the mechanics. So I think both you guys played great, and the more you play, the more natural it becomes. But for a first match, almost pulling off that upset, because, look, there's people that are picking Sheila and Busy Bee to win that division. So you guys gave them all they could handle. All right, speaking of all they can handle, we got another great match. We got the runners-up. And, I know some people might not like that word, but when you're runners-up in this league, that's a hell of a season. So Jim Stone and Mod to be runners-up, I know they're hungry to win the championship, but they had to go through a lot of people to get second place. And they're hungry. And then we had Bones and Villar, who were just starting to come into their own and didn't quite make the noise in the tournament that we wanted. So tonight, with a brand new format, Capture the Flag, it's all going to be on the line. So, Tommy, give each team 30 seconds. I want to know any buffs, any tapes, any pre-match things that you want to do. And this season is even more competitive than last. That's it. The other team that beat everybody else. There's a lot of good gear mixed in tonight's battle, by the way. You got it, Beasley. And Busy Pet Revive Toxie. All right, so we got Jim is going Stout. Double Black Graph. And Eli on Volt. And the mod is going Double Black. Elysium on Wargo and Stout. Valar, Black and Red. And Elysium on Edge. And Bones is going Stout, Black, Gold, and Elysium. All right, we got all numbers calculated, and the order is going to be Valar will go first. Jim will go second. Amy will go third. Julia will go fourth. Here's the map, everybody. One of these three chests have a flag in them. Two of them do not. If you choose to go for a chest, that is your move, and it will consume this move and the next. You cannot attack or defend, but if you're successful in opening the chest and there's a flag in there, your team will get 1 point, which changes the whole dynamic. Killing a person is worth 2 points, but if no one dies and you get a flag, your team wins. All right, so we're going to put Julia over here. By the way, these are the silver avatars. Custom avatars of our number 2 ranked team. So congratulations to them. These will be the custom avatars that they'll be using the rest of the season. And as you win, you will get little stars and little trophies all around your avatar. So those are the silver avatars. So Gemstone, congratulations. Julia, congratulations. Each of you are behind the building. Bones, you're over here now. You are behind the trees. So even though you look like you're out in the open on the train tracks, you're not. And Valar, you are around this corner of the building. Terrain will be a factor. Will take you time to move in this particular terrain. All right, Tommy, can you give me a 20-second timer? Valar, you're on the clock. The match has begun, everybody. Once again, you cannot grapple chest. You cannot... You got to get to them. You cannot get them to come to you. That is a possibility, Heart of Nixie, but it's not a guarantee. All right, Valar is going to go Fizzle Bomb on both. You got it. All right, first move is in. Let's go to Gemstone. Gemstone, you have 10 seconds, or 20 seconds, I'm sorry. First round is 20. Well, Nixie, you have Flight, and you also have Warp Smoke, too. Jim is going to Fizzle. and detonate and take heal smoke from Valar. So taking the standard heal smoke. And Tommy, suspend the timer. I need 60 seconds, everybody. 60 seconds. I got an angry cat. So we come back, Bones, it'll be your turn. Take a 60-second break. All right, we are back, but you know what? At 5:30 in the morning, he bites my feet. At 6 o'clock, he starts scratching, and at 6:30, he won't be quiet until he gets fed. And at night, he at a certain time, it's treat time. So at 11:30, it's treat time. No exceptions. All right, Amy, he has his own clock. Amy, you have a 20-second timer. 20 seconds, Amy. You are up. All right, so Amy's going to go Fizzle Bomb to Jim. And she wants to take the heal and seal. All right, so Valar has lost her heal smoke. Jim has lost her heal and seal. And Julia, you're on the clock. You got a 20-second timer. 2 fizzles have been detonated. We were trying to get all that healing out early. So Julia wants to go Fizz. So Fizzle Bomb and detonate. And wants to take Valar's heal potion. All right, taking all kind of healing away. Valar, you are up. And we had a whole lot of Fizzle Bombs in the first round. You have a 10-second timer. I love the defensive strategies. I think it... All right, so she's going to detonate. Now you have 2 moves. So you want to detonate both, or you want to detonate one and do a secondary move. So the one, she's going to detonate and remove heal smoke from Jim. So Jim, you have no heal and seal, and now you have no heal smoke. And she's going to detonate on Julia. And what are we taking from Julia? Heal potion. Okay. I love it. So Jim has no heal smoke or no heal and seal. Julia has no healing potion. Valar has no healing potion or heal smoke. And Jim, you now have 10 seconds. Five fizzle bombs in 4 turns. I love it. You have no line of sight or a target, Jim. You're here. You have no line of sight with Amy. You got blocks and trees and all this stuff in between you and her. And Valar, you would have to move to here to have line of sight. So you can certainly summon Spike. $50 yards from each. But remember, you've got terrain that you got to cross in order to get there. So you would need to be here. For Valar, for Amy, you're going to need to be here. You can throw grenades, but you have no straight shot. All right, so Leech Bomb to Valar. All right. Leech Bomb to Valar and movement. Amy, you're up. You have a 10-second timer. If you're just tuning in, this is the 6th turn. We have no damage at this point. Oh, my bad. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. So Amy's going to summon Percy to Jim and Fizzle Bomb. And Percy is going to hit Jim for 10%. Jim taking you down to 90. Remember, Percy is 10, 30, and 60. So starting out, hitting her for 10% and Fizzle Bomb on Julia. Julia, you are now up. All right, she's going to move around the corner. And go Wargo Noir to Valar. Valar had no elixirs, so the Wargo just does AP damage. Julia's got a nice AP boost. So Valar, you were at 17. You are now 100% and 12. She's AP plus 2, plus the 3 from the Noir. Takes you down to 12 base life. Oh, you had anger? Okay, well, you don't have it anymore. All right, well, thanks for telling me that. Gotcha. Well, the anger's gone because of the Noir. Either way. Now you should really have anger. You should be angry. All right. Anger is gone, and she hits with the Noir, taking her from 17 down to 12. She is now in your line of sight as well, and you are up. Now your turn. You have a 10-second timer. Jim is at 90. Julia 100%, Bones 100%, and Valar 100% and 12 base. All right, she is going to summon Slim to Jim. Has a nice ring to it. Summon Slim to Jim. Slim Jim. All right. It's going to hit you. Jim, it is a D12 pet. Taking you down to 75. And purple gel to Muse. And there's no immunity, Julia. You have stout, so yeah, you're feeling a little woozy. Not 100% woozy, but a little bit disoriented. And Valar, what did you use to fire the purple gel, by the way? All right. Jim, you also take the damage from Brace. Knocking you down to 90. Did I say Jim? Julia. Julia, do you take the damage from Brace, knocking you down to 90? Jim is at 75. Julia's at 90. Bones 100%. Valar is at 12. Base and 100%. Jim, you're on the clock. And you're taking damage from Percy. Yet again. And Percy is going to hit you for 30%, knocking you down. Actually, scratch that. Scratch that. You don't take the Percy damage until next turn, on Amy's turn. Jim, you're up. You have a 10-second timer. You are still affected by Percy. All right. So Summon Faith is going to be your first action. Otherwise, you don't get to Summon Faith. So she's going to Summon Pet, which is passive. And after she summons the pet, which is a half move, then she's going to use the remainder of her move for the heal potion. And no need to roll on it because it's going to get rid of the effect of Percy and is effectively going to bring you back to 100%. And you will be taking half damage as long as you have Faith by your side. All right, Bones. You're back up, Bones. You have a 10-second timer. Blar, I think you took Heal Smoke and Heal and Seal is what I had. Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, yours said detonate and remove Heal Smoke. Yeah, I just scrolled back up. It says detonate. I'll show you where it is. Yeah, right after Tommy said loving the fizz, detonate and remove Heal Smoke from Jim. Oh, okay. All right, we good? Okay, so Jim cast Faith and Heal Potion. So we've got Bones. Bones, you're on the clock. Jim is healed. She has Faith out. And Amy, you're up. All right, I got your move. She says, detonate Fizzle on Julia. And remove Heal Smoke. So, Julia, you have a substantial software update. So, I should have uploaded it before we started tonight's stream, but we'll get through it and we'll get it corrected before Friday night. So, if everybody's back, quick 999 and no, this isn't on your end. This is on my end. It's an issue with the software. All right, so Amy she fizzled the Heal Smoke from Julia and also cast Mustard Bomb on Jim. Okay, and Julia, you're now up. 10 seconds for you. Jim's at 100%, Julia at 90%, Bones 100%, and Villar 100% and 12. All right, Jim wants to go Wargo Noir to Valar and Stun Bomb. To Valar, but you are feeling purplish because you got hit with a purple cube last time around. So, Julia, you go Wargo Noir and Stun Bomb. So, instead of firing the shot, you stun bomb and detonate yourself, slowing your next turn down to 1 action. So you self-stun with the purple effect. And purple effects will be minimized the next time. So Jim is stunned and detonated. 1 move for her next time around. Valar, you are up. You have 10 seconds. That could have ended much worse. Lara's going to go Mustard Bomb to Julia. That's half a move. Yep. That was Julia. Yeah, I think I said Jim. Jim. It was Julia. And she's going to go Fizzle to Jim. All right, so Julia, you got a Mustard Bomb. And Jim, you have a Fizzle Bomb. Julia is stunned to 1 move on her next turn. And Jim, you are up. You have 10 seconds. 10-second timer. We're about halfway through the match, everybody. A lot of fizzles, a lot of healing has been taken away. About halfway through the match. Jim is on the clock. She is 100%. Julia 90%. Bones untouched. And Valar 100% and 12. Yes, you do. All right, Jim is going to detonate Leech. She gets no healing from it because she's 100%. Valar, you'll take 10%, put you at 90 and 12. And she is also going to summon Toxie. Taking you down to 60 and 12. Valar, 60 and 12. Amy, you're up. 10 seconds for Amy. Move through the first set of bushes and throw big red at Julia. Julia, you take a big red. No modifiers on it. Pretty straightforward. Put you at 75. Jim 100. Julia 75. Amy 100. Valar 60 and 12. Julia, you're up. You're not purple affected any longer. But you can only have one action because you did stun yourself. So only one action. Under 15 minutes to go in the match. Julia's going to go Percy to Valar. Valar, you take another 10%. Puts you at 50 and 12. You have the effects of Toxie and the effects of Percy. And you are now up. You have a 10-second timer. She is going to detonate the mustard bomb. Julia, the mustard bomb detonation takes you down to 65%, and then she's going to go brace. All right. And again, we are back. So the effects of, I'll get a quick update on health totals. Julia, you're at 55. Valar, you're at 60. The green gel did stop both the effects of Toxie and Percy. So very, very nice move by Valar stopping that damage. Jim, you're on the clock. Jim 100, Julia 55, Amy 100, and Valar 60 and 12. Tommy, 10 seconds for Jim. Okay, a couple problems. One, the gold glass. All right, hold on, stop for a minute. The gold glass are just grenades, so you don't need to detonate anything. That's number one. Number two, to hit Valar, you're going to have to move to about here. So currently you're here. You're about 30 yards away. If you want to throw grenades, you need to be in this range. And if you're going to use gold glass, you don't have to detonate anything. Reset her timer to 5 seconds. Okay, gold bomb. Gold bomb is fine. So gold bomb and detonate on Valar. Takes her down to 45 and 12. 45 and 12. Amy, you're up. 10-second timer for Amy. Blue does not stop bombs. Only grenades. This software is not going to let us get through another 10 minutes. So just be patient, everybody. We got about a little bit over 10 more minutes to go. So Amy is going to go Trace Splasma to Julia. You cannot Splasma and Purple Spark. Purple Spark is an entire move. Trace Plasma is a two-handed weapon. So rifle attacks that's all you can do, and sparks are all you can do. That would be 2 full moves. 5-second timer. Reset her timer to 5 seconds, Tommy. All right, so she's going to Trace Plasma. Okay, now in order to get line of sight on Julia, you need to move to this clearing right here. Now there's still space between you guys, but you have to have a line of sight. So you slide about right there. You hit her with the Splasma. So Julia, you're going to take that damage. It's going to put you down to 45, and then that damage jumps from you over to Jim because it's split damage. But Jim has Faith out, so her damage is cut in half. So Jim doesn't hit you that hard. You're at 95. Jim at 95, Julia at 45, Amy 100, Villar at 45. Very close match. And 10-second timer for Julia. Match is practically even. All right, so Julia's going to summon Rex. Yeah, always cast your pets first, guys. The pets are going to be the instant move, and if you do moves before you cast your pets, the pet will not be cast. So remember, your summons always are the first thing that happens during the turn because they're instant. So she's going to summon Rex to Villar. And Rex is going to hit for 5, his first attack. So that's going to knock you down to 40, Villar. And then she is going to go brace Yellow Cube. Takes you down to 25. 25 and 12. All right, we're starting round number 5. Villar, you have 10 seconds to go. We're under 10 minutes. Purple effects have been minimized. They can still happen, but they're not as potent as they were before. 10-second timer for Villar, under 10 minutes to play. All right, she's going purple gel. Once again, purple effects have been minimized. So, Julia, you're basically going to take the damage. You're down to 35. Not really feeling any issues from the purple gel. Gemstone. You have 10-second timer. Oh, we can move you. So you can't move out of range, but you can move. Okay, she hits you with the purple and then backs away. You're currently out of range. All right, so here's a problem, Gemstone, is you can't cast. You can't cast the time smoke on either one. You can cast it on Amy, but you can't cast it on Valar. To cast time smoke on Valar, you'd need to be here. So you'd have to move, cast time smoke, and shoot. You can't do all of those things. So you can mental block if you want, but you're going to have to move to about here to mental block. It's further now because Valar backpedaled after the shot. You and Amy are about 20 yards away. You and Valar, I'd say 40. But either way, to get to Valar, you're going to have to move. All right. So she's going to move in. We got about 5 minutes to play, everybody. So she's going to move into about here. That's her range. And Valar, she's going to go mental block on you. Now, you're going to have 10 seconds to answer this question. I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. And give me a 999 if you're ready. And this is going to be the first time that mental block could be a killing blow. All right, I'm going to read these, and Tommy, after I read these, you'll give me 10 seconds. Once I call it, you have to immediately answer. If not, then don't type. Okay, here we go. The stakes. The pit, the shoes. 10-second timer. The stake, the pit, the shoes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all right. She says basket names, and the correct answer is... That is not correct. The pit, the stakes, the shoes. Anybody else want to take a shot at it? That would be correct. Dahlstrom says horseshoe terms, and the correct answer is horseshoes. Valar, you were at 25%. You took 25%. You have taken lethal damage from the mental block. You have taken lethal damage. You are now at 0. And there is under 5 minutes to play. Just have to let you know you took lethal damage from mental block, and it is under 5 minutes to play. She is going to system restore. Or res and restore. Either one works. All right, Valar is back. And Bones, you are up. Bones, you're up. Ten-second timer. Gemstone with a big, big move with the mental block. All right, she is going to go Leech to Gem. And Big Red to Julia. Julia, it's going to be rough. A little shaking from that Big Red. She says, no, 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 no. She casts Blue. Blue comes in and saves the day. No Big Red. All right, and Julia. Under 2 minutes to go. Healing has been minimized. Julia, you have a 10-second timer. Under 2 minutes to go, everybody. Healing effects have been nerfed to 50%. If you have any heals left. There was a lot of fizzles early in this match. Julia is going to take Healing Grog. All right. So she's going to use her grog. Julia, let's get a quick roll. One to 3. 50% cut in half. 4, 5, or 6. 100% cut in half. She picks a 3. It is 100% cut in half, so she gets 50% from the heal, which is the maximum she could have gotten from that. So good heal. Brings her back to 85%. Big, big heal at the right time. All right, Valar, you're on the clock. This is the final turn. Timers have been turned off, everybody. Gemstone is at 95 and full base. Julia, 85 full base. Amy, 100% full base. And Valar has recently rezzed and has 1 death. Last move, everybody. Ten-second timer, Tommy. Villar, Fury 4 with Green Bomb, and Green Bomb is going to nerf the effects of healing with only slight damage to Julia. It's a +2 bomb with slight effects from healing. So Julia, you're going to take a small amount of damage from that, put you at 75. Gemstone, you're at 95, Mod at 75, Bones at 100, and Villar unknown with 1 death. Jim, you have 10 seconds. All right, so won't matter. So now that we did have somebody do it, this is what happens. And Jim, is probably the worst time that you could have done this. So this is the final move. So if she goes to this box, it takes 1 turn for her to stand at this box, and the flag will not be revealed until next turn. There is no next turn. So Jim's move to the box is basically done. All right, Bones, you are on the clock. You have a 10-second timer. It won't matter, Jim. She's going to go Fury 4 and Orange Crush to Jim. All right, Fury 4 with Orange Crush. It's going to be a nice hit. But remember, she has Faith out, so the damage is going to be cut in half with Faith. So Amy, Fury 4 with Orange Crush. Jim, you're going to take 40. It's going to be cut in half to 20. Still puts you at 75. And Julia, you have the final move of the game. And since neither of you have died, there really is not a whole lot that you need to do at this point. Unless you plan on killing yourself. But I think you can probably run over and give her a high five, because that's all that really needs to be done at this point. No timer. We're going to call the match. Jim, 75. Julia, 75. Bones, 100%. Villar took 1 death early on. The Fire and Brimstone team getting the victory. 6 points for Fire and Brimstone and 4 points for Bones and Villar. 4 points for Bones and Villar. And if Jim would have been able to open where do you guys think the flag is? There you go. It just fell out of the sky. Jim is going to pet revive Faith. I see you, Kel. Kel says great match to the ladies. Yep, the flag was on the crane. Several ways to get the flag. Travel voucher, warp smoke, flight smoke. But really good strategy by both teams. A couple things for tonight. First of all, thank you guys for some great matches. This was a great way to kick off the season. Good opening match, great battle, very entertaining middle match. And then, tonight was a lot of feeling out. There's a lot of new items, and this happens typically when there's brand new teams and there's nerves and everything else. You guys learned a lot with the fizzle bombs. You learned a lot with some of the new items, some of the new spacing, some of the new pets. So as I said before, one early loss is not a big deal. These are your matches. You want to play hard. You want to learn. You want to find out your opponents. Each team in your division, you'll play them one time. So these teams will not see each other again until we get to the playoffs, and then they might, see each other in some of the finals. I see Villar, Revive Slim. And what was I going to say? The middle match, great strategy with both teams. Good. They're growing. I mean, Chuck is getting better. Animal, great job to Animal tonight. Those of you watching the playback, thanks to all of you guys for really jumping in there. I see Amy reviving Percy. Yep, you got it. I do think that you'll see less of the fizzle spam, and you'll see more strategic play of fizzle. Tonight was just everybody sort of like, how does this work? How does that work? I think fizzle is very strong, but if you're too predictable with it, it weakens the effect of it. It's got to be kind of the right place and the right time, and it has to be good balance. But overall, great matches, good strategies. We will. It'll go a little bit faster with the software. I got some work I want to do on the software because tonight was a little disruptive for me trying to keep up with going back and forth between getting disconnected from streams. So let me work on that, get everything ready to go. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for some Walking Dead chat, and then I did kind of hint at. Be prepared Friday night. Not just from a boss standpoint, but you guys are going to face some things on Friday night that is going to be pretty unique, and you're going to need some firepower. I see you, Jim Stone, Amy and Villar. Thanks for keeping everybody on their toes. So appreciate you guys being patient tonight. Thanks for all the hard work. Congratulations to people that won matches tonight. We'll get the standings updated. Those of you that picked up bundles, you will have your inventory updated as well. I'll get you guys your inventory probably tomorrow evening before you go into Friday night. Take a look at your gear, and if you did not play tonight, you're watching the playback, study the new items and how you can make those items work for each and every one of you. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys. It is about 12:30. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Great matches, great start to the season. And also, remember, if you guys forgot, one more time, that was the bundle. And that is the Trace Gold D7 So you will see some upgraded items in Saturday's packs. So stay tuned for that. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So if you guys like this trace, Bonnie, I'm not saying there's going to be a Onyx tire iron in there, but you will see some of those items that you guys loved early on in the game start to become more powerful items. So I see you, Jules. Thanks so much. Had a blast. Kel says great matches. And B-Dub, great way to start the season. Congratulations, everyone. And it was also nice to see Amy and Villar back. Good to see you guys back fighting. Also to see Animal getting his feet wet. And just good battles. Gina Rocket Crockett, Trigger, always a pleasure to watch those two ladies play. And then Tank and Dimes off to a good start. So get some rest, everybody. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow night for some Walking Dead chat and maybe a little mini rant. And brand new avatars. And the more you guys progress with the avatars, you are going to see additional stars and additional bling and flair. Your avatar is going to get really cool. The longer you play Gemstone, that avatar is going to get more and more. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think Friday night I'm going to show you guys the shirts from Season 1. And a couple people do have their nicknames on the back of them. You guys will see the design for that Friday night as well. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for all that you guys do. And let's take it out with a little bit of a dance. My favorite dance. Here we go. Have a good night.
Yo, come on. I got something to show you.